Hey all, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am Toby, audio engineer at Simple Life Studio. This channel is all about audio engineering, mixing, mastering, producing, songwriting and music business. And today we want to dive in a little deeper on creating depth in a mix, on creating a three-dimensional atmosphere within your music. So let's dive right into the session and let's see what we have. Some of you might know these guitar tracks from my previous video when we've talked about mixing in mono. These are the same guitar tracks, almost raw recordings, and all we have done to them yet is cleaned them up a little bit in the mixing in mono video. And what we want to do next is to create some depth and some atmosphere around these three guitar tracks. So let's listen first what we have. We have two guitars playing chords. And there's one more guitar coming later, which is the lead guitar in the center. So, and now we want to create a little more depth, a little more atmosphere. So how we do it, let's focus on the chord playing guitars first. It's panned full right, the other one is panned full left. And now both guitars feel like they're at the same distance to the listener. And I would like to get one guitar pushed back and I would say the left guitar needs to get a little bit further back. And how we want to do that? First, let's cut some highs out of it. And listen how it moves a little bit further back when I cut more highs. More of the high frequency stuff's going on. You don't need a high cut filter, you can also use a high shelf filter, for example, but in this case I've used the high shelf before to clear it up a little bit in the mono video. Push a little bit more. So what we can do next to push it even further in the background, we could add some reverb, for example. Let's set up a dedicated reverb channel. Revelation is a stock plugin which comes with Cubase. Let's call this one Reverb 1. Could even cut a little more highs. It's still really close to the listener. And what we could also do is adding some compression. Let's pick up an 1176 because I think most of you have an 1176. And what we're gonna do now is taking a long release time. Shorter attack time. Now it feels really pushed back in the background without just putting the fader down. So this is one possibility to push it back, but now I decide to change the guitars. Let's go a step back. Let's deactivate the high cut filter. Let's bypass the compressor, and let's also bypass the reverb. And let's take the other guitar, for example, and push that back, further back in the background. Let's do the same thing. Just cutting the highs. Bringing in some reverb. I have already set up a reverb before. Let's push it back a little bit. It's too much. And let's add a little bit of compression as well. 76 again. This time it's a blue version. So, and what we could also do, because at the beginning the second guitar is playing alone, and we could get it, we could get the guitar to the front in the beginning and push it back later on by using automation. So, for example, let's automate the high cut filter. Here's an input filter section in Cubase, and we choose the high cut frequency. And in this area, for example, we're bringing up the high cut. There is almost no high cut filter. And at this point, it's moving backwards. So when we can also, let's do another interesting thing and pick up the reverb channel. And in the reverb channel, we could automate the pre-delay on this reverb. And what this makes is the longer the pre-delay, the closer it feels, and the shorter the pre-delay, the further back it feels. Where is inserts, revelation, pre-delay, and now we automate the pre-delay, getting a longer pre-delay, 5th to 9th bar. And setting the pre-delay to 100 milliseconds for at the beginning, just to find out if it's enough or if we need more. Also automate the first guitar. It's just at the center in the beginning. Oops. I need the pen automation track. Panorama automation. Pen left and right, right here. Bringing up this guitar to the center in the beginning, and let's move it to the right at the same time when the high cut filter comes in. Do you feel like it starts to get an atmosphere, a little more depth to it? And now let's bring in the third guitar in the center. And this is the way you can create really a lot of atmosphere, a lot of depth to your mix, and just by cutting some high frequencies, just adding some reverb, playing with the pre-delay times and with compression a little bit. Just think about if you have two objects visually, what happens when one object is farther away than the other one. The farther an object is away, the more the outlines get blurred, for example, or if it's far enough, you can only see a point in a specific color, and it's almost the same when it comes to audio. The farther an object is away, the more it gets blurred with the reflections from the environment, for example, and the farther it is away, the less clear it sounds. This is what we do by using a high cut or high chef filter to reduce the high frequencies. And with a pre-delay, imagine two guitars in one room. One guitar is directly in front of you, the other one is far back at the other end of the room. Phonics from the first guitar reach your ear before the reflections from the room itself. And from the second guitar, which is far away from you, phonics of the guitar and the reflections of the room get blurred a little bit and reach your ear at the same time. This is what we do with the pre-delay time of a reverb effect. And this all together, especially when you start to automate stuff like this, it becomes really depth, it becomes a really depth mix, and it becomes a really three-dimensional atmosphere, and make the song really interesting to the listener. If there was something in this video you could try for yourself, or you could take out of it, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. If you don't want to miss any video, hit the subscribe button down here anywhere, and leave me a comment what you think, what's your opinion on that, what's your ideas to creating depth and atmosphere in a mix, and see you at the next video. Ciao!